Let me show you how to remove and reinstall this without breaking the bits inside. In this episode of Aston1936.com, I'm going to do a quick video to show you how to remove the reading lamp pod. You might be wanting to get up here to change one of the bulbs in one of the reading lamps. You might be wanting to fit a dash cam and hide some wiring in here. You might be wanting to install a hands-free microphone or some other thing. There's actually some electronic communication module up under here as well. So occasionally you might need to get up here, so let me show you how to do that. It's pretty straightforward and only takes a couple of minutes. The process is only going to require one tool. There's a single Phillips screw, but you have to do a prerequisite that I've shot a different video for. You have to remove your rear view mirror first, and that's just a single T25 bolt, but you can check out my other video if you want to see the details on how you take this down first. So let's get this out of the way. Ta-da! With the mirror out of the way, we have a clear view of the reading lamp cluster. This little black grill is actually, behind that would be the microphone pickup for the hands-free phone system. My car doesn't have that option, but this is what's hiding the one screw we have to take out. So the way to take this out is I'm just going to put my fingernails in at the top, tug it back away, and then gently pull it out. So it's got a long curve here, so I wouldn't sit there and reef back on that. I would just get it started with that and then pull from the sides. So once we have that out of the way, we can see our one screw. You can actually see the wiring connection for the optional Bluetooth microphone, I think. So let's take this screw out. So now with the screw out, the idea is to pull it down, but there is a big long hook that's holding up the other end that's hooked in around something. So the idea is we have to pull it down at the front and then push the whole console back towards the windshield about 3/4 of an inch until it releases off the hook on that side. Compounding issues, we have the electrical connectors for these two reading lamps that are really treacherously close to being someplace where they'd break off if you ram this whole thing forward too much. So it's a little bit of just do it delicately. So you pull it down at first, and if we get the camera up above, you can actually see the white electrical connectors. And if you were crafty, you could try to, so this one's almost undone. You don't want to break it off. So that's okay, that one's disconnected. Unfortunately, the direction you have to turn the one on the left, the driver's side, it already bumps into that module that's there. So I'm going to try to pull this down so it's below the module, so it's not going to break off when I push forward. And now I'm going to ease this thing forward. And there's that giant hook that I was talking about. So as you can see, this was trying to bang into that module. So now that I have it out, 1/4 of a turn, and there we have the reading light unit. So it's pretty straightforward, Aston 1936. And while we're up here, we can have a look. So the bulbs, if you're going to be changing the bulbs, are quite easy. They're push fit. You just would take your new bulb and push it, pull this one out, push this one back in. Same on both sides. And this might be an opportune time to change to LED bulbs if you were in here doing the work. You can also expose the sun visor hinges, so if you ever had to do any work on those, you can come in here. And then I don't know what this particular module is. Maybe this is part of the GPS system or the radio receiver. It has a couple of wires going to it, but this is mounted up in here, so maybe there's a reason to get up here to change that module. So whatever your work is, get it done. And now I'm going to show you how to put it back together without breaking these things off. Well, I've actually done what I needed to do. I checked my light bulbs, and I've actually fitted a hands-free microphone that I'm going to I'm installing in another video. So whatever you've done, when it's time to start putting it back together, what I found is it's pretty dang tricky to get that clip on and still have these things where they're supposed to be without trying to break them off. So the trick I'm going to tell you about is I'm going to actually partially uninstall the light trim units. And there's two really easy to squeeze tabs here in the inside. I'm going to squeeze them. I'm just going to give a gentle push forward. So my idea is I want to have the lights pre-connected, but I want them squashed out of the unit a fair bit so I get extra working room while I'm up there. So now I'll do the driver's side one. Okay, so I haven't taken them out all the way. If you were zealous, I guess you could, but I've just kind of pushed them through where they're still attached to the unit, so I don't have to worry about aligning anything. And now these install with just a quarter turn. So they go in and then a quarter turn and they click in. It goes in, quarter turn and it clicks in. I'm going to leave my microphone cable sticking out, but now that I have these sticking out further, I have a little bit more clearance. And I'm going to worry about getting this tab. I'm going to be squishing the butt of this thing back up. I'm going to take a peek in. Still connected, still connected. Got my cable routed where I need it. And now I can push my light units up into place. And now I'm going to be worrying about my screw. Get the screw started. Now the clip that the screw goes into has got some adjustable height to it. Like you could slide the whole assembly up and down. So once you've decided, it's also a good idea to check that both your bulbs is working. God got involved there and turned them on for me. So I've got that and I'm routing this microphone cable just to stick out a little bit. So now it's time to fit the microphone cover, and there's a little tab that I need to hook over. So that's sort of the first thing I'm worrying about, is getting that assembly in. It's kind of exactly the way the way I took it out. And there, we've got that in place. So that's it. Of course, the next step you have to do is reinstall your rear view mirror, but pretty simple procedure to get up in there. Just a little scary, you know, because there's those plastic bits you don't know you could break off until I've shown you now, but now you know to be aware. So hopefully you found this video interesting. Please go ahead and check out the companion blog article down here. I might have some additional info you might want to check out. Up here you're going to find probably a link to my video on how to remove the rear view mirror. As always, if you like to get videos like this, please go ahead and subscribe. And as always, I love to hear your comments. Please go ahead and leave those down below. Thanks for watching.